Hello, Blackhawks Nation. Welcome to the Blackhawks Daily, your favorite recap of the daily buzz around your Chicago Blackhawks. I'm your host, PJ Benoit. Thank you for tuning in as we uplift, support, and celebrate our beloved Hawks as they're trundling on in their awesome centennial season, right? If you're new here, welcome. And if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. It means a lot to me, personally. And also, just love to have you around as we grow this awesome community. We've got our normal top 4 topics of the day, so let's dive in there, shall we? So, all right. I guess my amazing Karnak days, my Nostradamus days are done. Last weekend, I successfully said that we were going to beat Calgary 4-0 and Spencer Knight was going to get a shutout. We did. I said that we were going to beat Detroit. We did. I said that we were going to beat New Jersey. We did not. But it was really a slugfest, if you want to think about it. It's like two heavyweights going at it, right? New Jersey's no joke. They got second best record in all of the NHL. So they came in. We fought them tooth and nail. We were down 3 people. One surprising miss on the ice. So let's talk about that, right? This was a game last night. It was a game that really kind of summed up the growth of this squad, right? We were shorthanded, we're stretched thin, still found a way to get a point. 4-3 overtime loss to the Devils, and yes, it stings a bit. You always want the full 2 points, but given the circumstances, I think it speaks volumes about where this team is headed and the grit that we're showing right now, right? So coming off a 6-game road trip and back home at the UC, the Hawks were without 2 regular centers, Jason Dickinson and Frank Nazar, and a top winger, Burakovsky. That put the depth to the test. And instead of folding, we battled, right? In the first period, Bedard extended his point streak to 9 games by scoring a 5-on-3 power play, and that set the tone. In the third, depth guys stepped up. Landon Slaggert got pulled up from the Ice Hogs, and he contributed. Sam Lafferty both of them scored to give Chicago 2 separate 1-goal leads, right? It was back and forth. Unfortunately, back-to-back goals by Simon Nemec, including the OT winner, making him the 3rd defenseman in Devils history to hat-trick, swung it back in their favor. So let's talk about the 3 studs. Last night, Bedard, 9-game point streak now. His power play goal early showed even when things are banged up, I'm still delivering. Slaggert's return and his impact, right? He jumps in, he scores his goal in the 3rd period, +2 on the night, where he was a hit, blocked shot, and made good plays. And that shows readiness. Then we had depth and resiliency. Despite missing key centers, the Hawks found a way to stay in it. We earned that point, right? In past years, this would have been a blowout. This year, we scratched and we clawed, and it was a beautiful thing. 3 things that we should work on. So usually we own the 3rd period, but last night we weren't consistent, right? We have to hold 3rd period consistency. We led twice in the 3rd, still let New Jersey come back and take control. And, we got to battle through the full 60 minutes, right? Every game we have to do that. Adjusting on the fly with injuries, right? The lineup jumbled at center. Blashill rotated wingers into center draws, and the structure held, but depth will be tested again. And finishing chances and puck management in OT. They were on the ice for 2 goals against in OT with a younger line, Bedard, Moore, and Levshunov out there. Growth happens faster when they keep those situations tight. So think about where the Hawks were not so long ago, a team that lost by 3 goals when missing key pieces. This season, they earned a point when missing 2 top centers and a winger. That's progress, right? The scoreboard says a 4-3 OT loss, but the context says they competed against an elite opponent against adverse circumstances and left with a point. That's not accidental, and that's nothing to really hang your head on either, right? I think we're showing moxie. Blashill summed it up. We didn't have our best. We were kind of slow to pucks. We weren't as sharp, but we found a way. That attitude isn't rebuilding style. That's competing style. So, Hawks fans, let's hold on to this game, right? Even in a loss, there's something getting built. Bedard shows up. A recall like Slaggert steps in and delivers right away. The depth stands up. The adversity doesn't collapse the team, right? If they keep trending this way, finding a point, battling hard, even when scratched up and banged up, they don't just surprise people. They start earning respect, and we are definitely doing that. I think we're turning a lot of heads in the league, right? I don't think anyone thought we were going to be where we are right now, as competitive as we are right now. Let's talk about the box score real fast. Final score was 4-3, winner in overtime. They had 37 shots. We had 20. You know me, I always love a lot more shots. We had 13 block shots to their 7, so that's good. We had 28 hits to their 19. That's also good. Like that. They won 27 faceoffs to our 20. So clearly, when you're missing two regular centers, not surprising. Power play, we were 1 of 3. They were 0 for 1. And we had 2 minutes of penalty. And they had 6. So it's the old box score for the night. So let me know what you guys think, though. Like, what's your take on this Devils game? Because I do think it just, first of all, it did feel like a heavyweight bout. And I feel like we kind of left it all out there, right? We were already banged up coming in. We're missing some key players, but I think we willed it out. So, all right. Moving on from, I've already messed this up. Here's a transition. This is what's supposed to say. It's a slugfest, right? All right. Here is the next. Let's talk about our young Mr. Bedard. He is officially taking flight in his 3rd NHL season, and we're breaking down why that's happening. From speed to line mates to maturity, it's all clicking. So let's dive into why Bedard he's just making a statement right now, right? Early hype and early doubts, right? When Bedard came into the league with crazy junior numbers, expectations were sky high, of course. Chicago, ultimately a very optimistic city. But his first 2 NHL seasons at ages 18 and 19, what were you guys doing back then? I barely remember what I was doing back then. Didn't match up to the Crosby or Gretzky-like expectations. He posted 137 points in his first 150 games. Very solid, but not legendary. Doubters had plenty to say. Sporting forums lit up. Good player, yes, but will he ever be elite? Yada, yada, yada. This season, he has already got 26 points. That puts him, he's just killing it, right? He's averaging 1.56 points per game. So let's talk about some growth. Bedard admitted after last season that he just wasn't fast enough. He attacked the offseason with a new training routine, focused on explosiveness. Now, in the game, there's proof, right? In the opener, he hit 22.36 miles per hour, surpassing any of his previous max speeds. And since then, 5 more top speed bursts over 21 miles an hour. Last season, he only broke 21 miles per hour 5 times in total. He's now ranked 8th in the NHL in rush offense plays, leading to chances within 8 minutes of entry at 14.6 per 60 minutes, up from 10.7 last year. So that speed and those numbers means he's dangerous. He's getting on the ice, he's shooting out, and he's making an impact. And speed's one thing, of course, but hockey is obviously a team game. So line mates matter. Enter Andre Burakovsky. And I'm going to try to find out why he wasn't playing last night. He didn't practice and he didn't play. Earlier this season, Bedard and Burakovsky together have 5 goals and 6 assists in 181 minutes of 5-on-5, with Bedard posting 3.56 per 60 minutes, his best mark with a regular teammate yet. Replace Burakovsky occasionally with Tyler Bertuzzi, who we all love. The line still rolls, right? 5-on-5, they've outscored opponents 3-1 with a 57% Corsi. Bedard's primary assist on 5 of Bertuzzi's 9 goals speaks volumes. System fit? Coach Blashill has Bedard playing smarter. He's not just a highlight guy. He's defending, he's competing, and he's doing all the right things. Bedard's shot also has sharpened, right? He's getting firmer releases. This season, his hardest shot has already hit 85.3 miles an hour. Last year, it was 83. And shots are up. 46 on net in his last 11 games, compared to 6 in 5 games earlier. So shooting percentage at 5-on-5 jumped from 7.91% last season to 13.89 so far. That kind of leap underlines measurable growth, and he's not just streaking for one highlight, he's consistently crashing the score sheet. He's also got maturity in mindset. Right now, he's at the age-old age of 20, right? And that's where he is now. 2 seasons under his belt. He's grown physically and mentally. Face-offs, his win rate went from 38.3 last season to 46.7 this season. And over the last 8 games, he's at 54.4%. He also expressed that he wants to win more than he wants to score. That mindset shift is massive. And Blashill said Connor wants to win more than anything else, which is so important. When that star changes his motivator from points to wins, it lifts the whole team up, right? The team catches fire. It's not just about him getting points anymore. He wants everyone to enjoy. And so that's why this season feels different. He's got improved speed, which translates to more chances. Better line mate fits equals production and chemistry. He's got a more refined shots, which equals more goals and assists. He's got a mature mindset, which equals a two-way game plus leadership. The early analytics are supporting the eye test. Bedard is creating chances off the rush, and he's dominating more on 5-on-5 when he previously trailed, and the team is scoring with him on the ice, 17-10 differential, versus negative early on. So look, I don't want to say that Bedard is already Gretzky or Crosby. Let's not leap that far yet. However, Gretzky even said the other night that Bedard is playing himself possibly onto the Canadian Olympic squad. But what I will say is this, he is soaring right now. And in year 3, and that trajectory is real. The tools are boiling over into elite level production. If you've been watching the Blackhawks rebuild, this feels like it's something that's sticking and it's going to stay. And Bedard is undoubtedly becoming this team's engine. He carries on this year like this. We get a couple other key players in the draft or possibly through trades. Ooh, sky's the limit, right? He's really starting to show his form. So it's a wonderful thing to see. Moving on from there, and we talked about Bedard playing himself into the Olympics. Well, big thanks to Vinny Parisi at the Hockey News for this story, because this one isn't just about rivalry or drama. It's about friendship and respect between 2 young superstars who are shaping the future of the NHL. Connor Bedard and Macklin Celebrini, the back-to-back first overall picks in 23 and 24, are proving that you can be competitive and genuinely happy for someone else's success. So there's plenty of noise about Bedard versus Celebrini. Analysts love to compare them. They're 2 centers, they're the same age range, same home province, both carrying their franchises' rebuilds. But the truth, there's no rivalry between them. These are 2 friends. They're both from British Columbia and both laser focused on helping their own teams win, not outdoing each other. When asked about Celebrini's breakout season, Bedard didn't hesitate to give his buddies his props, right? He said, "It's been fun to watch. Him and I are good buddies. Every time he gets point or scores, I'm one of the happiest guys. I'm just excited for him. He's doing so well, and their team's having success. I know that's what matters most to him." That's coming from a 20-year-old who's already shouldering franchise cornerstone expectations in Chicago, and he's still making time to celebrate someone else's achievements. Now, the Olympics are fueling a new debate, right? If Team Canada could only take one of them, who gets the nod? Some insiders say Celebrini might have the edge right now. After his 2-point performance against Minnesota, he's tied for second in the league, scoring with 26 points, while Bedard sits right behind at 4th with 25. Both are putting up elite numbers. Both deserve consideration. And if they're not on that roster, well, then maybe Canada needs to rethink how it builds its team. Regardless, neither one is thinking about politics. They're just competing, they're leaning, and they're learning. So it's awesome. So, and going beyond the stat sheet, this new generation of NHL players is wired a bit differently, right? They compete fiercely, but they respect the grind. You'll never catch Bedard or Celebrini trash-talking each other. They know there's room at the top for more than just one great player, and that the league is better when young stars push each other forward, not down. Chicago and San Jose are both on upward trajectories. The Hawks are climbing in the Central. The Sharks are starting to find life out again out in the West. And in the middle of it all, 2 friends, 2 phenoms, rewriting what hockey's next decade is going to look like. Bedard summed it up perfectly. He's excited for his friend. That's leadership, right? That's perspective. These guys aren't just faces on their franchise or of their franchises. They're redefining what the next era of NHL superstardom looks like. Skilled, humbled, and united in wanting to make the game better for everyone. The Hawks and Sharks don't meet until February, Chicago's final home game before the Olympic break. But when they do, it's going to be must-watch hockey, right? Not because it's Bedard versus Celebrini, but because it's Bedard and Celebrini. Two young superstars growing together, pushing each other, and showing us that the future of hockey is in great hands. So it's kind of fun to watch. It's kind of nice, right? Instead of this, there can only be one mentality, these youngsters are kind of like, hey, we can all share in this pie. It's all great. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I think that's, I think it's pretty cool. So, all right. And lastly, let's get to the comments. So Ken Kovac JP6YD says, I miss the old stadium where during the intermission you can go lean against the bricks and enjoy one-hitters. Good old days. Ken, thank you for your contribution. Did we hang out back in the day? That's awesome. We've done quite a bit on the old stadium, the old Madhouse. I miss it tremendously, just for everything. Especially I used to love how cold it was. Like you went in, you knew you were watching a hockey game. It was just so much fun. I do miss it. But thank you for your contribution, sir. Welcome to the chat, as we say. Doctor Who 9118. Another good commentary. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. And now you are officially a repeat offender in the comment section. Thank you very much. Joshua Bauman, 3209. My sweetheart and I are talking about getting out there for a game this season, but we're expecting a girl, and it's a high-risk pregnancy, so we'll have to wait until she's allowed to fly. God bless her and you, and the little one. She's the one who introduced me to hockey fandom via the Blackhawks, who we definitely will be visiting at some point. I'm looking forward to the famous Chicago food and architecture. Absolutely. Oh, and when you're out, take the architecture tour on the boat. Fantastic. So much fun. You'll enjoy the city because it is the best city on earth. I kind of say that all the time. So that is a wrap for today, Blackhawks Nation. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Please like and subscribe. If you are subscribed, thank you so very much for your support, sharing about the channel to all your family and friends and neighbors. Get them all in here. The more the merrier. If you made a comment, thank you for sharing your thoughts, your expertise, and your passion. Or as our new friend Ken said, your memories about the old stadium. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And also, if you're a repeat offender in the comment section, thank you so much for your contributions. Absolutely an honor building this community with you. It does, as I say this every time, it makes my every day, so thank you very much. Thanks to all of you as we celebrate the very best team in hockey with the best fans in all of sports in the very best city that this world has to offer. That does it for now. I am PJ. We'll see you next time on the Blackhawks Daily.